another episode of our podcast, another opportunity for us to sit down with some of the legendary and storied names of the South African football game. Today, we're going to be talking to three of them. They tell us about the highs and the lows of their careers within the South African football game. They also share with us some of the significance that they found, both on an individual level and a team level, when it comes to winning silverware, particularly with the Nedbank Cup. They also share with us some of their insights on why this competition has over the years developed into being so important for young talents that are starting out in South African football. If in South African football you've got a nickname, it means you've made quite an impact on a lot of people. So then, Stanton Fredericks, Lebohang Mokoena, and one that I found just recently, Daine Klate. So let me start exactly there. I have to start there because, again, this I did not know, Daine. Where on earth does that come from?
I think it's one of the commentators.
Yeah,
that came up with it. I don't know if it was a radio commentator or... I think it was Bob Mteto, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
it was Bob Mteto that I think he gave me that name.
Does they know what Matatazela?
That's the question.
It means someone that's busy, so apparently I was busy on the field.
Either you were busy or you're making defenders busy.
Whichever way, that's how I understand it as well.
Yeah, let's start with you. Let's start with you and talk. I mean, again, your story across your career, both playing and now into coaching as well, is one that we've come to know really well. Let's take it back, and particularly with the Nedbank Cup, a lot of people know the significance of it, and because it comes at such a unique period of the season as well. What were some of your insights and some of your experiences going into, I guess, January, when the Nedbank Cup really does kick off, and into the end of the season?
I think it was, 20 at the time, my first final. I was playing with Abraham Rasselemane, Lungisani Ndlela at SuperSport United. With Coach Pitso Mosimane still being the coach that time, and we actually lifted the trophy then. Then obviously when I got to Pirates, I managed to win the Nedbank Cup twice with Pirates. So I've been part of 4 of the finals, if I'm not mistaken. No, every time I play the final, we've won it,
Oh, you had to.
I've not experienced.
I've
not experienced losing the Nedbank Cup.
Cup guru.
We know exactly what you mean in that regard, but I'm glad you've touched on it then, because as I introduced the two of you as well, Lebo as well as Stiga, the significance of this competition in your careers when you guys won it. Was there something specific or something special or unique about this competition that you particularly enjoyed while you were playing, Stiga?
You know, honestly speaking, so when I really participated in the Nedbank Cup, is that when you're at Chiefs and you come up against a lower team, it's always an opportunity to get goal average and score goals. Honestly, that was my take. It was like, okay, we're coming up against a bit of minnows. Let's show them who we are. A lot of players came through the Nedbank Cup where they were exposed and went on to bigger, better things. A team that comes to mind, and I think every South African fan that knows football knows the Tuck side that beat Chiefs with the Jarlies and the Yendes and stuff, you know. So that's the story of the Nedbank Cup, where you are nobody and tomorrow you come up against a giant and somebody. So my version is, don't come and try to be somebody when we play. We're going to show you this is the biggest.
I'll agree with you on that one, Stiga, because I remember vividly we had to play this team in Kimberley. Actually, I think we still hold the record at Sundowns. We beat them 25.
Nobody's getting anywhere near.
Power lines.
Nobody's going anywhere near.
I don't even think that team still exists.
I don't know.
I
think you guys just made them evaporate.
Man, it was a bit of a sad one. But remember, normally in South Africa, when you score 5, 6, 7 goals, then it's happy hour. People wanna, jump on the ball. But we had a coach, Coach Nieskens, European mentality. He said, the net is never full, guys. If you have to hit 30, hit 30. I remember Trompo scored 8 in that game,
Trompo.
So actually, you guys have spoken about some of, I guess, the more iconic games in terms of scoreline anyway. Definitely the most iconic, probably the Nedbank Cup, that game against Power Lines. So then after the game, what is Coach Nieskens saying to you guys? Well played, well done. What's the team talk?
I think with the coach was more of trying to prepare us for the next league match. Obviously, sometimes we took those kind of games as preparations for the upcoming league games. you know, and also an opportunity for the players that haven't been playing in the league to get a run, because those are the players you might need later on in the season, you know, and the Nedbank Cup brought that opportunity for other players that have not been playing. You will find that teams that are involved in a lot of cups also use the cup as a way of giving other players the minutes that they might need, because I mean, not everybody is going to play the whole season. So when you have a cup like Nedbank, you know, that's where other players also want to raise their hands and says, Coach, look, I also want to be part of the starting lineup, you know, going forward. So it's been a great opportunity.
I know Chizzy wasn't that player.
Me?
Yeah, you were regular, Baba.
Ah,
Yeah, regular.
Butter, Baba.
Cheese with butter. Question for all three of you then. Young players, again, big story in South African football these days, because we're seeing so many of them being given a chance at a relatively young age. Again, clearly you guys know that story as well with how you started. But young players and the Nedbank Cup, if you were to share with us what you feel or how you feel about that, the significance of it and the opportunities that these young players, Lebo, you touched on the fact that historically it's been used as an opportunity to give some of the players that, you know, have not had game time, some of the players that maybe require game time in this competition. Your thoughts on that?
You know, as a player that started his career as a youngster, you always go into bat for the youngsters to get an opportunity. And you know, the old saying in football, the cliched saying is, if you're good enough, you're old enough. And I think if coaches and teams are not afraid to give boys an opportunity, they'll surprise themselves, because just look at the youngster now at the Euros.
Yeah.
We were chatting just before you got here, Daine, is that the Spanish boy, Lamal.
Yeah. Oof.
Like, you forget he's 16 years old because he's played a full season for Barcelona, you know. There's so much quality. We just look at home at Rile Mafokeng and Chandre Campbell. You know, it's like they belong here. They should be here. In fact, why did we take so long to see them, you know? And so I'm always going to be for the youngsters, because I got an opportunity when I was young. And it turned out I was good enough. And the youngsters that we're witnessing now, there's very rarely that you'll see a youngster come and is out of his depth. We look at Mabena at Sundowns, the boys are quality. It's just a matter of time when they start becoming regular, but the quality is there, and why not give the youngsters an opportunity?
And also, I think, if I can come, I think that these boys should be spending time with us. You know, we should have one youngster amongst us.
That's a wonderful point.
Why we have this, how we grew up, and what he's going through now. We went through that already. So we will come probably from a place of understanding and having lived it. And then the potential is scary.
And the pressure that come with it, then, because I mean,
that's the other thing. That's the other thing. You know, we need to tell them that.
I think it happens at that age, you know, where you sometimes get a couple of friends that will be an influence to you. You know, I'm not saying it was because of my friends, because they also wanted to go out. I wanted to experience it and see, because I've seen so and so of a bigger player do it, go out and do this and that. And also wanted to experience that, because now I've got a little bit of a 500
feels
that
nice.
I can plan. It feels nice. You know, all the girls are here looking at you like, oh, he's the one that's buying all the juices and stuff that's around us, you know.
It was juices.
Gin and juice, come
Just
on.
help us now.
Oh, for the gin. Oh, sorry.
I thanks for the finish. And that was a warning that, you know, after that, we realized that, you know what, actually playing for a big club in this country as a youngster, you need to be very, very careful of your surroundings and the people that you make your friends or you keep company with, you understand? Because anything that happens, it's all going to stay on you, even if it was an influence from your friend or your other teammate. But as soon as that you are a Pirates player with so-and-so, they're not going to say you were with so-and-so. They're going to say that Pirates player went out, left camp. And it brings a bad vibe to your name, you know. So those are the experiences that these youngsters need to learn, that we've been through, that it had happened, but now we had to change that.
I think it's our job as the duty, our own mind. I think the Nedbank campaign has been fantastic since I've started and since I've come on board. With Stiga even last year, and doing the whole talk. It's nice. Maybe we should go around to clubs the night before they play and just encourage them on financial literacy and to accept a financial advisor, because there's a resistance
Yeah.
because you don't understand.
Yeah.
At some point, none of us understood. I understand now what is happening in my retirement annuity, and I need to boost it, or I can make it less or more, because
Maybe
of how
explain,
inflation.
maybe explain it a little bit better for somebody who does not understand retirement annuity.
Okay, it's when you
Simpler.
retire one day. Basically what it is and what I've learned on it and whatever. And this is where Nedbank comes in, and the campaigns that they run. So you have the retirement annuity. When you're 60 years old, you're going to retire.
Yeah.
Right? So you're not going to work. So where's your income going to come from? So everything that you've put in your retirement annuity over the years, whether it be aggressively or whatever you can put in there. But the aim is obviously you must decide what do you want. I want to earn 20,000 Rand a month when I retire to live. That's probably going to be the cost of living, plus minus probably another 5,000, 25 if we put inflation into it. So you put away that, and when you reach the age of 60, you get that money.
Yeah.
You know, so those type of investments and those type of things needs to be taught.
Yeah.
And not only spoken about, but explained to them. And when I coach, it's the same when I coach. I always ask the question, do you understand?
Yeah.
And then someone says later on, no, but the players didn't understand. But no, what must I do if the player doesn't understand? When I ask every single time, you ask, do you understand? Yes, coach.
You went overseas, relatively youngish age. So it's a very different sort of adaptation, as it were, because you're not in the country. You're out of your comfort zone in literally the meaning of out of your comfort zone. That's exactly what you experienced.
Massive.
So what got you through, not your time overseas, but I'd say maybe, let's say, the first 2 months?
And that wasn't the easiest country to go to. That's a
100%.
country that needs strong
Listen.
leadership.
So you know, the minute you realize is that, you know, in South Africa they ask you what do you do? You say I play soccer.
Yeah.
And that says it all. You play soccer. In Europe they say what do you do? You say I'm a footballer.
Yeah.
You know, so that lets you know this is a job. When I put my foot in that base, because we had a bazaar where there's fields and there's rooms to recover, and there's a restaurant and the gym. When you put your foot in that base, you're there to work.
Yeah.
And you understand that as being a foreigner, I need to be better than what they have. You know, so that's something else. That the mentality switch. You got to work harder than everybody. You got to be better.
Yeah.
You are more talented. That's why they've brought you there. So if I adapt that mentality in South Africa, right, we change the dynamic, because I think it speaks to us as a nation, as a people, that we happy. It's playful. It's I always make this example. When you are training, all you hear is hardy boy, hardy boy, hardy boy. What hardy, man? We are working here, my friend. There's no hardy. This is our jobs. This is where we get paid. You know, and I think that change, if you can understand that, and we understood that very quickly, we are at work. You know.
But in South Africa, the mentality is different, because
it's a bit more lax.
we had earlier shoot from the Netherlands.
Yeah.
The mentality is totally different.
Yeah.
I was with Vladimir Vimosevic. And you got to understand where he comes from.
Yeah.
He's from Serbia.
Sure. Listen.
It's a soldier mentality.
Partisan.
You know, you comes in the corridor, there's noise, we lost the game. He absolutely hammers everybody. What is this? How can you be losing but you're jolly?
Yeah.
You know? And for me as a player, I would understand. And it's so nice for Stiga to go overseas, because going overseas is all about adaptation. You got to adapt as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't have the opportunity. I would have loved that opportunity, but I made the most of it here. And every coach I worked with, Ruud Krol, his Dutch mentality. I had to adapt to his style, methodology, and believe in that. Gavin Hunt is different, because Pizzo is different. I was fortunate enough to work with all the good coaches. And I can then take a piece there, a piece there, a piece there, and put it into myself. And now give back into the game by everything that I've learned. But the biggest thing for me is the mentality. The reason why I won as many trophies, and the reason why when I got to Pirates, everybody was like, Pirates, I'm like, I'm going to go there, I'm going to give it a go. I'm here for business. Kermit came to Pirates, I said to Kermit, listen, you're not going to change anything at this club. This club, you found it like this. We found it like this. I supported this club. Whatever is happening, whatever is saying there, the corridors there, you go into that field you give 100%.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Training, your game, what's your job as a striker? Me, I had to cross, create, score goals.
Yeah.
Take free kicks, corners, help team in defense. That's all I focused on.
Yeah.
The rest of the things,
White noise.
brass screamer,
The mentality.
none of my business.
The mentality is crazy, you know. If like, what I think you guys have experienced it at a session where maybe one player gets hammered by the coach, and then all of a sudden his head is down, starts to sulk, doesn't want to come to training anymore because the coach said no.
He was too harsh. The coach was too harsh.
Then he comes, why? It's like, no, the coach was too harsh. Like, but what do you expect? You know, if you're not doing the right thing, the coach is going to hammer you. But take it on the chin, take it on the chin, work, improve on that so you can become. It gives you a stronger mentality. You can last longer in the game. You understand? But now in South Africa, we got this notion of, hey, if I tell Stiga that he made a wrong pass, he's lazy. Hey, he's going to sulk, he's not going to play this weekend.
Yeah.
Stiga is...
Hardy boy.
Hardy boy.
Right, as we're wrapping up our conversation, I want to talk about retirement. Not post-retirement, what you guys are up to. I think we sort of all know as a football loving public. But when it came, did it knock? Was it abrupt? Was it forced? Was it a moment, or was it a collection of moments where you basically knew that it was time to call an end to what had been a wonderful career? Let me start with you.
For me, actually, I knew the time was going to come. As soon as I made my move to Swallows, I knew my years are numbered.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make the most of it. Not because I cannot do it physically, but because of the mentality in our country as soon as you get to a certain age. But then the sad part is that after doing so well for that season...
Not that way, man.
Not that way. And being promised so much, because I remember we even went live on TV to even explain that, no, these guys, this is what we're going to offer these guys after football. That was my thinking, and also taking me to, after football, continuing as maybe as a coach or being a manager of the team, or just exploring other avenues in football. I was told that was going to happen, and that did not happen. But when they said and they gave me the call, I already knew the back of my mind that anyway, I was prepared for this.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking because it's something that I love. You know, I've put so much into this game, and all of a sudden, I mean, my one just ended with a phone call. I was sitting at home with my wife, Stiga, there, and here comes a call. Manager says, I'm busy with my boots there, then okay, tomorrow I'm going. Maybe one more season, as they promised. All of a sudden, don't come to training tomorrow. No reason, no explanation. That's how I stopped playing football. I stopped playing football via call, no explanation, nothing. I told my late wife, I said, I'm not going back. It's just too much stress. Even though, even today, I'm still getting calls to go back and play. I can still play, you know, but still, I don't want the stress.
Stiga?
Oh, sensitive topic.
Yeah.
You know, and they say, this is when you question, and when youngsters say they want to play football, I say, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? Because you'll sacrifice your life, and then tomorrow you get dropped like this. But I must say that just on a personal level, physically, when I decided, this is it, I'll never forget it. Bidvest Wits against Ajax Cape Town. Ajax Cape Town had George Maluleka, Kamabile,
Also that I
Serrero,
It's on the team,
Tuti. And I played in the midfield with a very experienced player,
Yeah.
Chintu Kampamba, Zambian international. What a player. 2 sixes. We had a Sibusiso Vilakazi and a Sifiso Miyeni in front of us. A solid Bidvest team.
Yeah.
And I was the captain of the team. I played a different role as a number 6. And as you get older, you lose a bit of speed, but your thinking is quicker. So you can't get caught out. I can't get caught out. And I'm enjoying my football. I've got these runners alongside me. I've got a coach that's understanding. It was my ex-teammate, Roger de Saar, Eric Tinkler. I'm enjoying my football to the max. And this very game, I'm second to everything. And I can't seem to, and I'm telling myself, you got to be sharper.
Yeah.
I get the ball, I want to turn, boom, he's got me. I come there, he's past me. I'm like, George Maluleka. And this boy was a striker, he's playing midfield now. And Serrero is having a time of his life. I'm like, we lost 3-0. I went into that change room saying, you better run away before you get exposed. And this is not, you're not going to go down like this.
Yeah.
This is not how you will remember Stiga.
Yeah.
So, fast forward, we played Ajax in the cup at home,
Yeah.
Bidvest Stadium. I'm like, okay, so that I can sleep better when I tap out.
Yeah.
Today, I need to show these boys.
Yeah.
Who, what, way.
Sure.
Having said that, first tackle, I went right through Serrero. What a player, but not to hurt him, but
Yeah,
I had to let him know, hey,
Intense.
my friend,
Yeah.
today,
Yeah.
hey, today,
Yeah.
we are here. I smoked him. I had Clayton Daniels, very
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah.
I gave him beef. We beat him 2-0. And I tell you what, that game in Cape Town, let me know. I need to tap out.
Yeah.
So physically, that is when I knew. I say, you are slowly past your best. You need to say thank you and move the hell out of it. That's what I done in that season. I was like, Roger's like, Stiga, you need to give me another. I'm like, Roger. Yeah, it's enough.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me run. And so physically, that's when I knew.
Yeah.
Hands up. It's been a brilliant ride. You need to step aside.
Sure.
You touched on it a bit.
Yeah,
After winning that
I
title.
wanted to end like
Yeah.
I wanted it to end like I wanted to dictate.
Wow, it's,
I was 34 years old. I could have probably gave 2 more seasons,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to. I didn't have a desire.
Yeah.
So I decided, like I said, that season at Wits after winning the league title with Wits, and then it started happening where the third season, hey, no, we can't pay you that.
Oh, yeah.
My third, it's my option here and whatever. No, we can't. You must stay in what you are. But we had an
We had an
agreement 2
agreement.
years ago, and we actually won the league.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, how do you win league title and the
Get
MTN
less.
And then still, yeah.
and then they say to you,
Still keep you on the same.
where's the reward? I've been playing football
Yeah.
to get the rewards, to
Rewards.
reap the rewards. And it's
Yeah.
the first league title for Bidvest in their 96-year history.
Mm.
And that's all the cracks started. So I thought to myself, I'm not going to hang around. My family was in PE at the time, so I said, I'm not going to hang around. We were fighting relegation that season, sitting in the change room talking about my desire is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started waking up in the morning and I don't want to go anymore.
I think I had a
Yeah.
conversation with you.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah,
Manib
yeah.
used to, Manib Josephs came to me. I was injured the one game. I was supposed to be injured for 4 at Wits the last season, for four weeks. I ended up being injured for 6 weeks because I dragged
Trying
it.
to convince him.
No, I was just
dragged it.
listening.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
dragged
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And Manib was like, the team, I like Manib. What must I now come to training and prove that I can still run? And sometimes the coach also plays a role. So at the back end of your career, you get treated a little bit differently, and they still expect you to be the 23-year-old boy running in front. Where if I train less, I play better. Because I play now I'm playing more with my mind without running.
Yeah,
And I want to move to the inside. I don't want to now run down up in the line anymore. I can't. I don't want to. The desire wasn't there. So that's why I went to Chippa, and it was even worse there. You know, you see guys coming to training on a Monday. It smells like a tavern in there. They're drinking Hennessy's.
Yeah.
Miguel Tim came on trial at Chippa.
Yeah.
When Eric Tinkler was the coach, he calls me, where are you? No, I'm sitting here with these guys, boys. There's 3 bottles of vodka. It's a Monday night.
Sure.
3 bottles of vodka, whatever on the table. I can't live here. The bedding is dirty and whatever. I'm like, I'm fetching you now. I fetched Miguel Tim. I set him up by me. I had a place at the back. I made it nice. Tato Mokeke came. I set him up and whatever. And I thought to myself, you know what?
Respect.
This is my
Respect.
time to give back now
Respect.
and help. And I was
Look
so
where they
happy
are
after that. Those 2 boys. Tim is at Pirates.
Yeah.
Mokeke was at Cape Town
City.
City.
Yeah.
You know, he had that fantastic time after that.
Proper.
But that 6 months they had with me and my family staying there, I looked after them and I didn't charge them anything. All I said to them, these boys can eat.
Yeah.
All I said, guys, just contribute. Just contribute. Is the lady
My
of the house.
pasta, my
Just
pasta.
speak to her about groceries and
Groceries
whatever.
and stuff.
And then she'll tell you exactly.
Yeah, what
But
is
you here, you go to gym, everything is here. There's a pool, your recovery. It's your house. Mikasa Sukasa.
Correct.
You open the doors for them, and those are the type of things that. So I went out in that way, where I could guide the 2 of them, and then I announced my retirement. I went to Ireland, to Northern Ireland, to the coaching badges.
Yeah.
And then when I came back, I was like, right, let me make a video, let me go take a jog on the beach. Let me say that's it for me.
Enjoy your time on the other side.
So I did it the way actually.
The way you were to
Yeah, I dictated it.
Okay.
You know, it was not similar to cheese because it was going to come to that. If I carried on,
No, it
it was
was.
going to come to that. And I didn't want it to come to that. That's why I stepped aside. And I wanted people to say, you can't carry on. Yes, I could have carried on. I always wanted,
Yeah.
I wanted to go out like that way. They say, but you got a season in you. Yes, I did have another season in me, but my desire wasn't there.
So, and I guess the thing is, in closing again, it's very important what you're saying, because there are a good number of footballers, whether now, before, or still to come, who are in that position where, you know, they might still be a desire to play for those 1 or 2 extra seasons. However, situations don't allow, or conversely, there is a platform to try play those extra 2 seasons, but if the desires are there.
You know what, Loazi, it's probably the most, and you know, when you speak about retirement, you need another hour, because it's the most difficult thing for not only a footballer, but for any sports person, because you've literally, from the day you were born, you were destined to become a professional and achieve. So there's nothing else that you loved. You loved this game. So when it's time to say goodbye to it, you can understand when somebody plays past his best, because you don't know anything else. You know. So the timing, you have to be so strong to be at the top of your game and say, hey, I'm tapping out. Tony Kroos, how do you do that? Because what do you do, you know? It's the most difficult time, financially, psychologically, physically. Like there's so much challenge that comes with it, because it's such a sensitive time, because now you end up hating the game. Because some individual or a certain team didn't appreciate you or let you go without the respect, you know. So it's such a difficult time for anybody, even if you're at the top of your game or if you're not at the top of your game. We have different ways we've retired, but I can tell you what, it's the most bitter pill that you're ever going to swallow in your life. But if I can speak to anybody that is playing, all I can say is just know that there's a life after football and prepare for it.
That's it.
You know, because very few players can sit back and say, oh, you'll find me on a golf course till I'm 65, I'll be sharp. You can't do that. There's a few, Messi, Ronaldo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the world, and there's billions of footballers. So just know, hey, my friend, there's a chapter 2, and be ready for it.
And that's exactly what you see is 100%. That's how I felt. I'm like, let me start preparing for life after football. And the sooner, at that age, by the time I'm 43, 44, 45, I'd like to, I see myself being where I want to be.
For sure.
So the 10 years span of getting, similar to being a player, development. You come through the ranks. As a coach, I also need to come through the ranks. So I'm coming through, and I'm thinking 43, 44, 45, I would like to have the ideal job.
It's very difficult for players to actually accept that. To accept that the time is up. That's why you find other players actually go on and spoil it. You know,
like spoil their legacies.
Stiga said it. If you see it as a player that I cannot keep up, raise your hand. It's good enough. Take a bit of time out. You know, like Daine said, you went out a bit. Clear your mind. It's gonna take a bit of time to get out of that, because you love the game. But you need that bit of time out. I took some time out. I sat 5-6 months. Sat with my kids. Started to do other things. Plan on doing other things immediately. So there were already plans. So you just need to get into those plans and say, okay, sharp. Now I'm going to do my badges. Now I'm going to start opening up this. I want to try execute this. Now I need to connect with so-and-so so I can start this out, you know. Because some other players leave it till late because you're still hoping for that one more season. And it can happen at any time. You know, coach might just, like me, you can just get a call and say, it's done. It's done. And then what? You're going to hang yourself? No. There's still more after football, you know. We don't retire, we rewire. Start again.
On that note. On that note. Gentlemen, your insights, ever so appreciated. Thank you for making time. And it's not often that you sit in one room with 3 people who are all 3 of the man, the myth, and the legend. It has been such an honor to be alongside Stanton Fredericks, Lebohang Mokoena, as well as Daine Klate. Episode 9 of our podcast. It's a wrap.